There's nothing like a great friend. Someone who will always have your back and be there when you need him. But you won't believe what Jarvis Landry did for his best friend. We've all grown to know Jarvis Landry as one of the most talented and consistent receivers of his generation, making 5 straight Pro Bowls from 2015 to 2019. But his success on the field at the time was nothing new to him. Jarvis Landry was ranked the 4th best receiver in the country. Everyone knew who he was. What many didn't know was that Jarvis Landry had a very close friendship with Odell Beckham Jr. Their friendship goes way back to middle school, where they crossed paths multiple times at camps and football events in Louisiana. They would compete against each other in drills. Every time Jarvis scored, Odell was right there cheering. Every time Odell made a play, Jarvis was there for him. That dynamic duo would set the stage for something truly special. They didn't share the same high school, but here's where the story gets interesting. Going into their senior year, Jarvis was recruited by LSU, aka Wide Receiver University. Meanwhile, Odell was grinding away, trying to get his name out there. Ranked just the 40th best wide receiver in the entire country. He was attending camps and events with Jarvis to get better, to get noticed, and to earn a D1 scholarship. But let's just say this is where being best friends with one of the nation's top recruits has its perks. He had talent, no doubt, but talent alone doesn't always get you a scholarship. It's about timing, opportunity, and yes, sometimes pure luck. And luck was about to step in. Thanks to his best friend. Jarvis had a big decision to make. All the big schools wanted him on their roster. On signing day, he narrowed down his choices and he decided to stay home and attend his hometown school. It wasn't just about staying close to family and friends. It was about representing where he came from. And in the process, unknowingly creating a door for Odell to walk through. When LSU came to watch Jarvis, the top recruit in their state, Odell caught their eye. A kid from a way smaller high school who wasn't even on the radar. They couldn't ignore OBJ, and that chance encounter changed the course of both their careers. As good as OBJ was, he wasn't Jarvis Landry at the time, but he didn't need to. Because he finally got noticed by a top school. It's one of those right place, right time stories that make you wonder how many future superstars are out there waiting for someone to notice them. All OBJ needed was recruiters to give him a chance. And his best friend Jarvis had their eyes all over him. It's hard enough to get spotted by a D1 university, let alone get a spot on the team. Especially when you attend a small high school that's not known for football. And yet, Odell got that exact chance. A chance that would define the next decade of football. One camp, one friend, and one opportunity. That is all it took. As a senior in high school, he had 852 yards, 14 touchdowns. Imagine that. From unknown to the best wide receiver in college football. All because a friend was performing so well that the scouts couldn't help but notice the talented player who was standing next to him. Would OBJ get noticed by a school like LSU attending that high school? Hell nah. Was he a terrible player? No. Jarvis Landry and OBJ weren't just teammates at LSU. They were a force of nature. Arguably one of the most explosive wide receiver duos in college football history. Over 3 seasons together, Jarvis Landry recorded 137 catches for 1,809 yards and 15 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Odell recorded 143 catches, 2,340 yards for 12 touchdowns. Defenses had no answer. Double cover OBJ, and Landry sliced through traffic with surgical precision. Focus on Landry, and OBJ was already in the end zone. One-handed catches making highlight reels weekly. They pushed each other and turned LSU's offense into a nightmare for anyone trying to stop them. Precision met explosiveness, and consistency met flair, and together they redefined what it meant to be a wide receiver duo in the SEC. What a way to recruit that wide receiver duo. After their wonderful time together at LSU, they still kept in touch and still helped push each other. Odell got drafted in the first round of the draft by the Giants. Jarvis went a day later to Miami in the second round. They would both still help each other by watching film, talking about opponents, tips, and just having fun. They both made the Pro Bowl in 2015. Then 4 years later, they would both be traded to the Cleveland Browns, where they were reunited. But guess what? So it wouldn't work out as thought. But if there's one good thing we've got out of this entire situation, it's the 5-time Pro Bowler in Jarvis Landry was more than a dominant slot receiver who was always open. He was part of something that at the time felt like the best thing that could happen to a talented receiver at a small school with zero attention. Speaking of attention, it's Sunday Night Football. Cowboys vs. Giants. First play of the second quarter. The stadium is buzzing. Millions are watching on TV. And what's about to happen is going to change how people thought of him forever. Eli Manning drops back, launches a missile downfield, and all over him is Cowboys cornerback Brandon Carr. This isn't just tight coverage, it's clearly pass interference. OBJ extends his arm into the sky, and with just 3 fingers, he snags the ball, still falling, still being dragged down. And somehow, some way, it's a touchdown. The stadium loses its mind. The broadcast booth can't believe what they just saw. Chris Collinsworth literally yells mid-play that it might be the greatest catch he's ever seen. The clip is the #1 trending thing on social media just hours after it happened. And he wasn't alone. Within minutes, LeBron James himself tweeted, "Man, I just witnessed the greatest catch ever, possibly by Odell Beckham Jr. Wow." Even the Pro Football Hall of Fame immediately called and asked for OBJ's jersey. Think about that. A rookie who hasn't even meant to go to LSU just forced the Hall of Fame to come knocking in his first year with a single play. And the numbers? They backed up every ounce of the hype. OBJ finished that rookie year with 91 receptions, 1,305 yards, and 12 touchdowns in just 12 games. He became the fastest player in NFL history to reach 1,000 receiving yards. Nobody, not Jerry Rice, not Randy Moss, had ever put up over 1,300 yards in just 12 games until Odell. 2014 to 2016, he was simply unstoppable. 3 straight Pro Bowls. The face of the New York Giants. The face of the NFL. And Nike knew it too. Handed OBJ a record-breaking shoe deal worth up to $48 million over 8 years. By his second season, he wasn't just a football player anymore. He was a walking highlight reel. A cultural icon. A kid from Louisiana almost didn't get noticed at all, had just become the most famous athlete on the planet. As for his old best friend Jarvis, as a rookie with the Miami Dolphins in 2014, he hauled in 84 catches, the most by any rookie in franchise history at the time, and racked up 750 yards with 5 touchdowns. Coaches immediately called him the heartbeat of the offense. Landry showed the NFL that consistency and toughness were his trademarks. 5-time Pro Bowler and the best receiver Miami could ever get at the time. If this friendship never happened to OBJ, maybe he ends up like a lot of great players who had to dig through the impossible to make it, like Cam Ward, Puka Nacua, or Khalil Mack, where talented players who struggled at smaller high schools couldn't get their names out. They go all in and make it happen. I made a cool data and chart-driven video about the odds and chances of every high school player making college and the pros. It's a true story about friendship, timing, and how one superstar can lift another into greatness. It was built on years of shared sweat, shared effort, and mutual respect. That's what makes this story more than just stats and scholarships. That's friendship changing history.